Hey miners, today I'll be showing you how to set up elections for your organization. You'll start by coming to your organization's homepage and clicking on Manage Organization. Just a reminder, this button will only generate for those that have been given management access on your roster, so make sure your roster is always up to date so that the proper people have access. Next, using this menu, you'll select Elections. And here you can see any elections that were made in the past, but to create a new one, you'll press Create Election. And here is where you can start to customize it. So you can say, this is the election for the 2021-2022 school year. You can click here to include instructions, and then if there are any additional instructions, you can go ahead and include those here, but that is not mandatory. While you're editing the election, it's suggested that you go ahead and make sure that this is not clicked on. Once this has been made active, it's visible and people can start sending in their submissions. So while you're still working on it, make sure that is not on. Here you can set up the start and end date and time for the election. So setting up that range that you want the election to be visible for. And down here you can go ahead and select if you want to make sure that when members are on MineTracker that they can see the alert on your organization's homepage, and that'll be made visible once the election is active and voting is now open. And more than likely your elections will be organization members only, so making sure that you click this to make sure that only those users that are listed on your roster for your organization have access to vote. You'll click Save, and here you can create your ballots. Here you'll have to pick a name, but you can go ahead and just use the same that was the title of the election in general. And here, with access restrictions, you can have the option to either enable it so that all users who have access to the ballot, so let's say the ones who get sent the link and are on your roster, will be able to complete the ballot. But let's say you disable it. In this case, you can limit the voting access for a specific group of users. This would mean that you need to set up an eligibility list. If this is something that you're interested in, you would need to go ahead and contact us at sos@utep.edu in case you do need that. But you have enough access to where you can just keep it to enabled so that those who get sent the link and are on your roster can get access to your election. And here's where you can finally start customizing the pages for your election and who people can be voting for. So it looks a lot like the Forms tool. So if you're not too familiar with how to use that, I suggest you click on over to using the Forms tool tutorial so you can see what each of these question types can do. But for a standard election, I would think that the radio button list is probably your best option. So here you would write the role, and here you can just put names. So let's say we have Pete, we have Mallory, so here you would put each of the names of each of the potential candidates on each line, and there you'd see it. Now what you can do is continue to add questions onto the same page. So you see if I wanted to do it again, we'll do it again. And so you can have them here so that it's all in one page. Or you can come to page list and add a page. By doing this, you could have a different position per page, or again, if you just wanted to have it all in one page and one list, you can leave it at that. Once you've done there, you can go back to ballots. And there you have it. So your ballot is now established. And you can always go back in and change this. You can also go into page properties and name it. So let's say you do just one page, this is the entire ballot. You can come to results, and this is where you can start tracking once your election has been made active. And you can customize to show percentages for the results in terms of total number of votes cast or the total number of voters. When you choose to export either or, it'll be sent off and you can download it as an Excel sheet. Here, once you have already started receiving those votes, you can see the breakdown. And once you fully are ready to publish this and you want to go ahead and make sure that people can start to vote, you'll send out this link to your members so that they can start voting. But again, this form or this election has not been made active yet, so you'll go back to properties. Now that it is fully ready, it has all your names, the ballots is set in place, and you're ready to start it, you'll click on active, publishing options. Again, sending out this link to your members so that they can start to vote. Save. And now it's ready to go. Now once your election has been created, if you wanted to see what it's going to look like when people finally use the link and start to vote, they'll paste the link into their browsers and they'll get taken directly to vote. So you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and pick. And then you can go ahead and press vote. And now you'll be able to see some results. We hope this helps you when creating your elections, but always feel free to reach out to us if you ever have any problems or you have any questions on how something works. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye, miners!